But yeah, I guess I'm obligated to do something now? Question mark? I don't know. Regardless, we are going to start off our series here on Romanticide LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. The red Protoss player representing Cascade Esports is going to have to do this for his German brother. We have the player coming out from Russia. He is SKillous.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the Croatian Protoss player. He is blue, and he is here for his boy representing Team Roddy. It is Goblin.
Oh. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna have to go Phoenixes at least once per series, right? That's contract stipulation.
Oh yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
If he wants to get paid this month, he's got to be making Phoenixes. Emil?
Potentially. I don't think it's me. No.
Mindel. I don't know who he belongs to, but Indy.
Is that Vicious Killers at the end? Indy left. No, it wasn't Indy. Well, maybe it was also Indy.
Maybe it was Indy. I don't know. Oh god.
It's possible it could be a couple of you. Yeah.
It could be. Feels bad, man. Like, yo, if it's not Emil, it's his predecessor. It's Indy, man. Sorry, successor.
What about a pre-successor? No, wait, that's a predecessor.
I also misread that, and I thought, yeah, like, again, Indy, it wasn't you. Why did you leave? Poor.
No. Look, it's just what happens, you know. When you succeed, Emil, it comes with a certain. I don't want to call it reputation, but a certain branding.
Yeah, exactly. He's got to be on brand. Like, he may not be the one lagging, but he's the one lagging, you know? Like, he's...
He may not be lagging in his computer or his internet, but he's lagging in his heart. And that's what really matters.
I also misread what SKillous said. I thought he said that his mind was lagging. I was like, oh my god.
That's also on brand.
Oh god, but yeah.
PvP.
F's in the chat for Mindel. I'm not too sure who he's a part of when it comes to the broadcast, but Hasu. Okay, so
Hasu? Ooh.
Yeah.
At first I thought maybe Vicious Killers, and I was like, wait, Vicious Killers isn't around still, are they?
It is not. Hasu, I believe, is an amateur German team, so maybe he was casting in German. But we're back.
Yeah, observing or similar science. Now, where were we?
I've lost my mind. I don't know.
My mind kind of lagged out with Mindel.
Yeah. This is not the time to be lagging your mind out, mate. We're halfway through the EU broadcast. Oh god.
It's that home stretch. Kind of.
All right, so here we are. We're back on Romanticide. And Romanticide, that is where the insane game number 1 of Gung Fu Panda versus Cristiano was. You know, that was beautiful to see. We got to see those Purification Novas really just kind of come into their own. You know, it was amazing to see the micro there. Are we going to see another, like, solid mid-game, or are these guys going to try and end it early?
I feel like anything we predict right now, they're going to do something we didn't even think of. They're going to do the complete opposite of that. I'm worried. I'm worried about trying to make sense of a game like this. But for now, at the start of the game, things do make sense. It's double gateways coming out. SKillous being a little bit more defensive with his sentries. See how long that lasts.
Yeah, we shall see. Again, nothing crazy going on right now. You know, they're even both going for their stalkers. No one opted to go for an adept or anything like that. We do see that SKillous is being the more defensive player here, opting to go for a stalker alongside a sentry.
Yeah, well, he knows who he's up against. He wants to play it as safe as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Goblin went for 2 stalkers to begin with, and then 2 sentries behind that. So in the end, they're going to end up with the same army composition, the same units. They just got there in a bit of a different way.
That's math for you.
That's math, mate.
Can't argue with that.
Meanwhile, Goblin does get across the map with his probe. He's going to scout a little bit. Then we go the first hallucination is coming across the map as well, so that SKillous can confirm, hey, you're doing what I'm doing. That's
Yeah, a bit of a Spider-Man meme moment.
Just a bit, mate.
But we'll see if SKillous decides to divert away from that because he knows that Goblin is basically doing the same build as him. He decides to get a little bit of a one-up. Does see a bit of an earlier Twilight Council coming out from Goblin. And so SKillous just reps his around the same time.
Yep. Why not? Why not? As you said, Goblins is faster by like 2 seconds, if that. But mate, it's 2 seconds. Like it's fine.
The Forge is definitely coming in a lot quicker for SKillous. Never mind, I spoke too soon. I was kind of hoping, you know, by saying that I could manifest a little bit of how the game plays out, but they call it the Caster Curse for a reason.
That they do, and in the end, like, this is, they're kind of mirroring each other here, as you were saying, you know, both going for +1 Blink Stalkers. To begin with, obviously, after this, we can see them diverge into their own paths. We can see someone be more aggressive than the other. We could see, like, a Robo for a Warp Prism. We could see Charge research straight after this as well. So, yeah, we'll see where they start to diverge here. Again, just a very slow start to Game 1.
Honestly, though, this feels appropriate. Goblin versus SKillous, two fairly different players. I mean, these specifics and the details of their styles are pretty different, but when you look at the overall view, it's very similar strategies, so...
Yeah, exactly. Very even between these two players at the moment. Unfortunately, we haven't seen any big engagements or anything like that. They're just kind of both checking each other, constantly just sending hallucinations across the map to scout each other, confirming, hey, you know what, you're getting third, so am I. There's nothing crazy, there's no Dark Shrine. Exactly.
Just keeping my eye on that production tab because it feels like we could get a first divergence this game.
Oh yeah.
Goblin, a little bit hesitant to get that Robo facility. SKillous jumping straight forward.
Yeah, as a massive fan of that book series, and we just see the Robo is thrown down there. Meanwhile, still no Robo from Goblin, instead opting to go for a massive gateway explosion.
Oh boy. Christiana, is that you? Kung Fu Panda?
Oh my god, we still do have a Robo on the way here for SKillous, but again, he did prioritize his production instead. I imagine we're going to be seeing some Warp Prism production on the way here, and he's going to be sending his Stalkers across the map. Meanwhile, SKillous still working his own detection, again, just kind of getting his own gateways up and running as well.
Yeah, again, he does just want to continue to keep tabs on Goblin and what he's doing. And hallucinations are great, but they cost energy that could be used in Force Fields or Guardian Shield when the engagements do happen.
Yeah, that we are.
Really wants to have eyes on the map, huh?
That he does. Again, all about that detection, mate, so you know where your opponent's army is maneuvering, so you can respond in kind. And yeah, at the moment, like, again, I'm waiting for, again, like, who's the first player to go into their Archons for Charge of Archon. From there, who's the first player to go into Disruptors? Like, we saw that difference between Kung Fu Panda and Christiana. At the moment, they're just kind of chilling. And to be fair, this is more or less expected on a map like Romanticide. On some of the smaller maps, I'd be surprised if we end up in the same scenario.
Yeah, just trying to feint each other out for the most part here. He was the first to make one false move and then maybe try to capitalize on that. It's kind of the point of getting this much detection, but for now, it's not much opportunity for either player. SKillous is going to be the first to grab that Robo Bay, though, and he's going to have Archons quite a bit quicker than Goblin.
Yeah, here we go. So both players are going for Charge of Archon, as you said. They both have their Templar Archives on the ground. What's important about SKillous is that he's not just getting a Robo Bay, he's also getting a second Robo facility. So he's going to have double Disruptor production.
As we saw from that game, Kung Fu Panda versus Christiana, Disruptors can make all the difference. It's the reason why they call it the Great Equalizer. When you're both equal, it can be called the Great Unequal Maker. I'll think of a better name.
What's wrong with you?
The Inequality Maker.
Stop. Meanwhile, all right, here we go. So we do see that the Goblin is just going here towards the southern half of the map. Again, he will have the army advantage. He should anyway, because SKillous is investing in all that tech. What?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a bit of a... Well, it'll help with chargelets?
It will.
But then again, I feel like so will Archons, so...
It's an odd choice to say the least. Have Archons and Colossus in your army? Question mark? I mean, it is a way to get consistent AoE damage, I guess, or splash damage.
Yeah, and it definitely wouldn't be a skillless game if he didn't make us question a couple of his decisions.
I questioned it, mate. There we go. Extended thermal lenses on the way as well. It wasn't a misclick. He's committed.
Alright then.
And it will help, to be fair. Like, against all these chargelets.
Yeah. And there's a lot of them. These Archons are quite in position to chip away at them, so skillless having a couple of Colossus in the back will definitely help out, especially once Thermal Lance finishes up. It could be another situation where, you know, maybe he has a ping disadvantage, maybe he's worried about lag, so he doesn't want to rely too much on disruptors here. As you said, Colossus are definitely a lot more reliable when it comes to the AoE, just not as effective.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like consistent splash damage, but it's not the best splash damage, right? It's not like those Archon shots or those disruptor shots. And over time, Goblin, he's chipping away at this. His army supply is getting higher and higher. Sure, he may not have the most efficient or the most diverse army of all time, but again, it's getting the job done, and it's still terrifying. Oh my god, he's diving in.
Yes, this is Chargelets do survive a couple of shots. This is a problem with Chargelets, especially against Blink Stalkers. They do not care one bit. Blink's right on top of that. The Chargelets have gone down.
Oh
it's
my
mostly
god.
Archons to contest with right now. If you're
Yeah.
skillless, he's somehow breaking through.
The Colossus, they're putting in a lot of work on those charges, just absolutely evaporating every single one of them, especially with 4 Colossus. To be fair, one of them did get sniped, so now there are only 3, but Extended Thermal Lance just finishes up. And wow, with this skillless, he holds. He's also expanding, but his 4th base is a little bit exposed. Goblin is rotating around towards it.
It's important for him to see it, and he does.
Oh, yo.
A lot of opportunity here for him to just pounce on top of the skillless. Will take a long time to get in position, especially with the Colossus. But he holds for now.
Yeah. Exactly. He does hold, and yo, shout out to Orange Gecko 09 in the chat, because he's like, yo, just double disruptor production, mate. You don't know skillless. Clearly we don't, and I want to get to know more of him.
I feel like such a fool for questioning the choice of Colossus now, late.
I mean,
because it's keeping him alive.
Specifically against this mass charge out style, it worked. It straight up worked. It's amazing. It was looking a little bit scary there, because we did see like Goblin like blinking aggressively forward. He did focus down one of the Colossus, but in the end, skillless, he held well, and now he's pushing out across the map, mate. He's ahead in supply.
He is, but pretty soon he's going to be behind on the upgrades. He really needs to make this count while he still can. Some Lances try to chip away, but I'm liking the positioning right now of Goblin having the Stalkers forward to tank a couple of these Colossus shot. It almost feels like Marine Marauder with the Stalkers as Marauders and the Zealots as Marines.
It really does. It really. And he's not stopping Colossus production, by the way. He has 4 Colossus. He's making 2 more. The madman. He just doesn't stop.
Well, you want that AoE damage to stack?
Yeah,
I suppose.
Sure, question mark. Meanwhile, what's important is that skillless is not breaking Goblin. Goblin, he stands strong, and he has bought enough time where the disruptors come out. And this is where disruptors, I feel like, a little bit more key here. I mean, again, they just pack such a huge punch.
Yeah, I feel like Goblin is going to show skillless why we don't get Colossus in PvP.
We'll see, mate. We'll see. I mean, I'm ready to be proved wrong.
As am I, and I hope I do get proved wrong. But we do get proved right. 2 free Colossus sniped just like that. Goblin, skillless trying to panic warp in a little bit right now to even things out, but
mate,
communication overs. Get an Archon, but not much else.
But the Archons of skillless, they're pushing through. Sure, the Colossus all went down, but the ground army was still superior for now. But we have another massive warp in here for Goblin. Can he hold on? Oh god.
Also looking very shaky, as even with that warp in, he's still behind. He's still behind on the army supply. This Colossus! Why did I ever question it? GG is gold!
He's doing it, mate. Oh my god. The reinforcing Colossus come in, and that tips the scales in his favor. That was enough to break the Croatian Protoss.
I'm not even... This isn't even a smile of like, I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. This is a smile of pure joy on my face right now. I love that SKillous was able to pull that off.
You're like, I'm glad I stayed up for this, and tomorrow morning you're gonna think that this game was a fever dream. You're gonna be like, did I really see a masked Colossus style in a PvP? Did that really happen? Like,
I gotta go into my class. My lecturer's gonna be like, so, what are your thoughts right now, Dylan? And I'm like, Colossus more than disruptors. And he's like, what are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about?
To be fair,
I don't even play StarCraft, and that doesn't sound right to me.
I want to say, to be fair, we did see the disruptors come into play there for Goblin, and we saw immediately they took out 2 Colossus, and that was huge. Like, just like that. Like, Colossus, they struggle so much, like, waddle away and avoid those shots. But we also saw that Goblin, he did delay his robotic spray for a long time. Like, he was a lot more aggressive. He was a lot more committed to that Charger Archon style. And because the initial wave didn't push, it was almost as if like he was like pseudo all in, right? Where like he was really committed, he had to deal damage, and because he didn't, he was behind. And then eventually he got the disruptors, but by then it was too late.
Yeah. SKillous is definitely running circles around him economically, and I'll have to catch a VOD or the replay of this, but I have to confirm, it looked like SKillous was taking out as many of those zealots of Goblin as possible, utilizing his Soma Lance. By the time those disruptors were able to get their damage in, there was still plenty of Stalkers, plenty of Archons still available there for SKillous. Not to mention a quick warp in of charge that's just right, even more of a buffer.
Yeah, that was also close as well, because if you remember, Goblin, he sniped that War Prism just after the Warp in finished. Like, oh god.
Right at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what a what a game. What a game. Just what a game.
We're gonna get more of that as we continue on here.
I love it. I love it.
I have to wonder if we're gonna get another slow start now on Jagannatha though.
That's the thing. I kind of want to see it again. Like, mate, this man, he questions how I think of like PvP, mate. Oh my god.
And that's always what you want, right? As a bit of a fan, something a little bit more refreshing coming out, especially as a caster. But without further ado, we are gonna watch a master at work here on Jagannatha LE. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. Our red Protoss player, hailing from Russia. He is actually the 2-time champion of the Championship of Russia, 2020 and 2021. Representing Cascade Esports, he is SKillous.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Croatian Protoss player. He is blue, representing Team Roddy, currently down 0-1 in this best of 3 series. Can he bring it back? It is Goblin.
Well, if he does bring it back, I feel like it will be because of Phoenixes. Not sure why. just feeling.
You know what? Phoenixes, they shoot Colossus.
They do.
Yeah. Just
saying. They don't do too much damage against Colossus, but if you can get enough of them.
Yeah, there you go.
And if you right-click enough and have them bunched up, it takes only one shot.
There you go. There you go. Meanwhile, again, it's something that I said at the start of the broadcast, but I'm sure plenty of you people came in. Yaku and I, we are very endemic to some of the other regions. Like, every single day of the week, we cast Oceania, North America, Latin America, Southeast Asia. Again, we don't get to cast too much European StarCraft. And now after watching SKillous in this PvP, like, oh, I hope he's making some fans. I'm becoming one myself. At least in this match.
It's weird because it's weird because I kind of knew about the light. I was like half enlightened. To the Church of SKillous here. But now I'm a zealot.
Now you're blind, mate. Now like it's shine brightly in your face, and you're one of them, mate. Oh god. Yeah,
I'm ordering my Russian flag now.
You do have an American flag. Now you need a Russian one. There you go. Gonna round it out. Oh my god.
I don't know what's next.
Oh god.
Vietnam flag, let's go.
Yeah, I feel like that's overdue, mate. Real. Let's be real.
Definitely. But a bit of a very different opening coming out from SKillous this game. Very quick Twilight Council skipping out his natural expansion.
True, very true. We do see the natural of Goblin is so much faster compared to his opponent. At the same time, though, Goblin is being the aggressor. Once again, I say once again, it's not the first time we've seen it today. We do have adepts being sent out across the map. We have the initial 2, we have 2 more, and then we have 2 more. So 6 so far in total. But oh my god, SKillous with that fast Twilight Council.
How can you not be a fan now?
Let's go. So this is for that Dark Shrine, and unfortunately, because of the opener from Goblin, he doesn't have a sentry to Hallucinated Scout.
Doesn't have a sentry, doesn't have a robo for detection, nor a forge for cannons, nor a Stargate for Oracle. So there is going to be a pretty wide window of opportunity for SKillous to get something done. Best case scenario for Goblin, he sees the shimmers and he does his best to body block.
Oh yeah, exactly. And on top of that, SKillous, mate, he throws down a proxy pylon. He is ready to warp in across the map, and he has no idea. We do see now Goblin does have a sentry. He can go for a hallucination. He doesn't have enough energy yet, but soon he will. But by the time it gets across the map, it could be too late. It's about to finish up.
It really is. His own Dark Shrine very much lagging behind.
Oh yeah, I just realized that.
I kind of want the game to go long enough where both DTs like are bumping into each other. They can't actually attack each other because there's no detection, but they can body block. Thankfully, Goblin is working on that robo facility.
Well, again, but it's late, and the DTs are already warped in. Like, if those DTs focus down the robo, there's going to be 0 detection for Goblin. At the same time, as you said, we have a Dark Shrine for Goblin, and there's 0 detection for SKillous. Oh, can he get in? Can he get in? Can he see it through?
Scenario. Oh. He is trying to break his way through, but I'm not convinced it's going to be enough. Thankfully, the sentries do provide their force fields. Goblin buying himself a lot of time to chrono out an observer.
Yeah, exactly. The robo is still on the way, but you know what? It will finish up. Meanwhile, the Goblin, he just has to wall up. He just has to make sure these DTs don't get into the main.
There might be enough time.
Oh my god.
Breaking his way forward. He's getting a robo facility of his own, but his offensive setup definitely seems a little bit more lacking compared to Goblin's.
That it is, mate. That it is. We still don't... Okay, there we go. We do have a DT on the way here for Goblin as well. And detection, it's out.
And it's gonna be out for SKillous.
Oh my god, yeah, it is. SKillous finished up his robo. The DT finally shows up. There is a full wall. We should see the observer on the way. It is.
Yeah, a little bit late, but thankfully SKillous was quick enough to wall off his wall. Funny as that is, a bunch of stalkers here can try to body block as well. Push comes to shove. The observer's now out. There's that force field, and both players went for DTs. Both players are gonna have to give up on DTs.
What I will say is that, especially because SKillous went for a faster Dark Shrine, he dealt a lot more damage. He forced like an awkward wall, a bunch of wasted resources. We even see like a second cyber core here. He even got more worker kills. So I do think that in the end, he did kind of come out a little bit more on top there.
Yeah, just a tad. I mean, both players are starting to even out when it comes to their worker count, but SKillous, as you said, just forced a pretty awkward wall. The positioning is going to be a lot more difficult for Goblin, and SKillous is ramping up for round 2. He already has Blink, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Blink is complete for both players. What's a little bit scary, we also have this reinforcing pylon here for SKillous as well, so you can just send everything across the map. This is getting a little bit scary. We only have 1 shield battery here for Goblin.
That we do. More gateways are being thrown down. SKillous is going to be the first player to work on his +1. Here comes the Blink. A lot of opportunity.
Oh my god, I see Nartosis pylon, mates. He doesn't go for it though. Instead, he goes to the workers.
Yeah, which I suppose is going to hurt a lot more in the long run. That's definitely an option there. 6 probes go down at a cost of, what, 1 stalker? Absolutely worth.
Oh yeah, just quickly checking, you know, well worth it there, especially because we did have a recall used as well, so SKillous was able to keep a lot of his stalkers alive. We do have a switch into immortal production, plenty of gateways being thrown down for that as well, and Yeah, SKillous sitting back pretty good. You know, he's ahead almost 10 workers.
He is. We're just definitely going to prompt Goblin to make use of his army supply right now. He has a fairly comfortable lead, but as the game continues on, SKillous is going to get more immortals, and he's going to get better upgrades. The time, if there was ever a time to equalize for Goblin, I feel like now would be it.
Yeah, the problem is that for Goblin, he's just relying on pure Blink Stalkers. And on top of that, what's shocking to me is that he doesn't have a Forge. So despite having like this great amassment of Blink Stalkers, like SKillous is the one with +1.
He is, and with those immortals, those stalkers aren't gonna have a very good time.
Yeah, we do see that.
The first player to expand.
He is, which of course does mean that he's vulnerable, right? He spended some resources on economy instead of his army. On top of that, we have pylons. We need these shoe batteries to finish up. If they finish up, then I feel like SKillous can definitely hold this third base.
Yeah, there's going to be an overcharge available for a while, but it shouldn't matter in the end. Oh, that's a very nice position for Goblin to fight into, though. It's very, very seriously
yeah,
linking
definitely
away the injured stalkers.
Yeah, and Goblin is being forced back. There is enough to defend with the upgraded Stalkers and the Immortals of SKillous. And the shoe batteries finish.
Oh my, Goblin's trying to posture around, just trying to find one angle. Please, give me just one angle to push into.
Yeah, I mean, he does have the greater Stalker. He has the greater Stalker number, and he's fighting outside of range of the shield batteries, but he's still forced back.
Ooh. Yeah, you never want to underestimate the power upgrades, especially when you have some immortals up against stalkers.
Yeah, and what's scary is that, like, at the same time, oh no, DT sneaks into the main base, 9 probes go down, and we have another recall. SKillous being so careful with how he spends his units. And what my original point was, what's scary, mate, +2 is on the way. Like, a Goblin still doesn't have a Forge.
Yeah, having a +1 advantage hurts. Having a +2 advantage, it almost doesn't matter what your unit composition is.
Almost. I mean, yeah, Goblin, I mean, he does have a much faster charge, so maybe he can hit a window here where he has that advantage over his opponent and he can utilize that. That's a big maybe though. At the same time, like, this threat has been done for a while. Does Goblin intend to expand at all, or is he just gonna 2-base all in?
Looks like he's gonna try at the very least.
Oh boy, we do have a couple of DTs being morphed in as well, so it looks like Goblin wants to go for some multi-prong harass here, send the DTs into the main base, but we have a cannon! One cannon can be focused down though, but again, there are defenses here to slow down the aggression, the harassment.
Yeah, I guess it's not... The main thing isn't for the cannon to kill those DTs, it's to alert SKillous to buy himself some time. Goblin is pushing out his main army as well, though. So there is going to be quite a timing where SKillous is going to pull back some of his army to deal with these DTs. His front line is going to be a lot more vulnerable, and Goblin can try to hit there, but oh man, SKillous not even flinching.
What I will say is that SKillous actually doesn't know what the army is, and can he get a free immortal? Oh, beautiful.
Oh, it looks like he can. Oh, there we go. Almost looked a little shaky with those shield batteries, but he is able to get that free immortal. Shield batteries aren't quite here in the natural base, but you know what is here? Reinforcements. A flank coming out. Goblin getting completely surrounded and encircled.
Yeah, not just a flank, it was a flank of DTs, by the way, and he does not have detection. In the end, the natural base will fall, but Goblin loses. He just drops in army supply, mate.
Absolutely plummets. I don't want to look at the graph after this game because that will be heartbreaking.
Goblin, he just went for the attack and GG gets called. It was